ready every day. Peace out.
You like that? Hey, it's starting to knock on. It's 5-3.
Sergeant Major,
What's
welcome
going
to
on?
the Parade Deck.
Andrew, thank you. I'm so excited to be here at midnight tonight.
Midnight. Feels like it. Man, that was the best intro. I had this whole intro. I was going to like eyes on me, and I was going to talk about your 1.6 million followers that viewed your video and had this whole thing planned out. And then I found that YouTube video. I'm like, I can't do better than that. So my name is Andrew Appleton. Welcome to the Parade Deck, where everything important takes place. And tonight we have Sergeant Major retired Mario P. Fields, 26 years, been out 2 years, correct? Retired 2 years ago. And he has been there. He has done that. And he is going to share some of his amazing stories, inspiration, messages of wisdom for us. And we're going to, just talk about everything. So Mario, thank you for taking the time to be here with us on the Parade Deck.
No, I appreciate it, Andrew, and then thank you for the deposit into my account. I know there was some negotiating to get me on the show, and so I appreciate the 5 cents, man. That
hey, we're all about taking care of the veterans. I mean, the Parade Deck, that's what it's all about. It's all about finding creators, and we're going to talk about that. Finding people with a message that they want to share with literally the world. And the Parade Deck is that opportunity for them to do that. And not, this is a great way to kick off the Parade Deck. You're the first original content that's going on Parade Deck. You're actually live on Parade Deck. You're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, you name it, we're live. And so your message, it maybe not hit your 1.6 million record, but we're going to hit a few people.
No, I appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, again, get on the Parade Deck. Andrew and his team have done an amazing job. And today is historical because Andrew is he's a major, and Sergeant Major came from the rank of major. So I'm honored to be hosted by a major retired United States Marines.
Now, I'll have to correct you. I'm not retired. People mistake, I look like I should probably be retired, but I didn't go the distance like you did. But yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't really realize, Major, Sergeant Major. But thank you for being on. I'm excited. We did a lot of prep for this, right? We talk all the time.
Yeah. I think we talk too much sometimes. I'm gonna get in trouble.
Your wife that thinks we talk too much.
Yeah, right. That's why if you guys don't see me live for a couple of weeks, that's why I'm in trouble.
No, we have a rule. We text each other like, all right, 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
2 minutes. And we try to adhere to that. So let's start out. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. But let's start. We've been saying about this 1.6 million people. Let's start there because when you retired, they filmed you, and you really you were a little bothered by that, right? Like you were ready to get out of there, and all of a sudden they're going to film you leaving the base. So let's start there and how you got 1.6 million viewers for that Facebook video.
Yeah. I was actually on my way out, right? I was approved for retirement. The Marines kept saying, we want to, capture your motivation on camera. I was like, man, y'all don't need to capture my motivation on camera. So I actually tried to dodge them, Andrew. I was making up excuses. So the day they recorded that video, not knowing the name of it, they didn't tell me the title. I actually forgot about that day. So I tried to get out of it. I mean, you guys seen the video. My sleeves don't look too good. It's just, for me, it's like, man, I was not ready for that, but that's okay. I did it anyway for those junior Marines, man.
Now that video, if you Google the most motivated Marine in the Marine Corps, right? Is that the phrase?
Yeah, that's what those Marines titled that video, the most motivated Marine in the Marine Corps.
All right. So you Google that and it will come up. And I did it last night. He made me do it. I did it. And it was the first search result to come up. And you can also find it on the Parade Deck as well. We have the original content on there. So just talk about how it felt like, if you want, talk about that day and the filming of it, but then more importantly, when it got such a viralness to it.
Yeah. So they interviewed my wife. They interviewed me. There was a few days that went by. We were actually moving from Okinawa to Camp Pendleton. And so we're getting ready to get on the plane in about 24 hours. My wife's phone starts, the notification starts going off. She's like, something's going on. I look at her phone and there's thousands, I mean, like hundreds and then thousands of likes. She goes, Mario, I think they published a video. And I said, what's the name of it? And she said, the most motivated Marine in the Marine Corps. I said, Sergeant Major Marine Corps is I'm about to get court-martialed.
No, the only time I have a lot of lights going off, it's not, my phone usually. So,
yeah. Well, we'll talk offline on why, Andrew. But
yeah.
It's your motivation. But yeah, I said, headquarters Marine Corps is going to be like, who convened this board, and what were the qualifications for Mario to win this one? Yeah,
I love it. So motivation. I mean, if you watch any of your YouTube videos, it's all about motivation. It's all about inspiring others. And even your wife during that video, you're very selfless. I mean, you're right out there in front, leading. Not only just as a sergeant major, but a man of God, a man of faith, a man of just a belief in other people. Did you have that going into boot camp? Because you went from recruit to retirement, which, when we talked offline, not a lot of people do that. That's a small percentage of people that actually, it's a small percentage of people that actually just join the military, let alone go from recruit through retirement. So start us at boot camp. And did you have that passion, and where did it come from, and how did it get you all the way to the sergeant major?
No, thanks, Andrew. I mean, I always had a strong Christian belief, right? My parents, taught me that you have a soul. So Mario, you got to choose to ground it with something. So I chose to ground it with Christian beliefs. And when I first got to boot camp, Andrew, I was depressed the first 7 days, right? I'm 5'2", or back then I was 5'3.5", but I'll give it that 5'4" to make me feel better. And so I was like, man, I think I screwed up. I think I messed up. But then after that, I said my prayers, and I said, you know what? This is not my life. I made the choice. My life is not for me, but it's for those around me. And if I'm going to join the Marines and be a Marine, man, you best believe I'm going to be the shortest but baddest Marine this Marine Corps has ever seen on this earth, man. And I changed my mindset. I changed the way I thought about things. And that's what really kicked off my behavior that I guess demonstrated I was the most motivated Marine for 26 years.
There you go. Now I found some chats here. Our buddy TJ is up in Norfolk, the Marine Corps. That's not him right there. This is his right here. He's up in Norfolk right now at the Marine Corps League Conference. I'm heading up there tomorrow. So he's the one that actually connected us. So old TJ, thanks for being on. If you do have any questions while we're on, please send it through the chat. Definitely Sergeant Major would definitely want to answer that. So, but yeah, boot camp and then getting through that, it's a struggle. You went to, I should know this, Paris Island, right?
I went to Paris Island.
Okay. I was looking at the chat. So, so I was a Hollywood Marine. I didn't even know Paris Island existed until like way into my Marine Corps career.
Well, Andrew, I applaud you for removing your armor and going live with that. So, hey, you're my new hero.
Hey, I removed my armor a long time ago. I got the armor of God, Ephesians 6. There we go. But let's talk about Unarmored Talk, because that is your podcast. And I was thinking about this earlier. When we name things, like we as humans, we love to name things, and obviously the parade deck is kind of an easy one, especially if you're Marine Corps. The parade deck is where everything important happens. It's sacred ground. Yeah. And that is why we created this. So it was just natural for me to say, this is the parade deck. How did you come up with Unarmored Talk? And did it originate a long time ago and then you finally just realized it? Or how did that come about?
Yeah, well, when I picked up First Sergeant Major, I started realizing that they could fire me and the unit was still deployed. So why don't I just remove my armor, just be authentic, and serve those who actually keep me employed, right? So that thought process and that mindset when I had the vision of starting the podcast and gave that vision to some amazing colleagues and teammates, that was that concept and that thought process. They were like, hey, don't name it. And I'll be honest with you, Andrew, no one knows this. Now they're going to know it. You know what I was going to name it at first?
By Mario's, I don't know.
Just take a guess.
Now you got me on the spot. Mario's podcast.
No, real talk from the streets.
Oh,
Yeah, that would have failed.
Blues.
Yeah, that would have failed by episode 6. But so the team were like, no, let's design it where you can interview any human being, and they have to remove their armor to talk about a challenge to help people develop a accurate way of thinking globally. And it's to help people for generations to come. And that's the background from Unarmored Talk podcast.
That goes, into mental health. And, and I think there's this, I don't know, there is a stigma about, especially Marine Corps, that we have to take care of other people and not ourselves. So we we pack that armor on immediately when we get, through boot camp, and we've got to be tough. We've got to be, always taking care of somebody else. And often that really hurts us at the end. We can't take that armor off. What is your guidance? I don't want to get too deep here. What is your guidance for active duty service members who have their guard up all the time? They have their armor and they're not letting those emotions come out.
Yeah, no, thanks, Andrew. Great question. You have to become more self-aware and take care of yourself. I mean, you hear people always say that, know yourself and seek self-improvement, or take care of yourself. But words without action are just words. So and I can always tell you what I did. What I did was I had to look in the mirror and acknowledge the things that I had going on that weren't right. Depression. Why am I crying when I see a CH-53 fly over my house in Jacksonville? That's not normal. Or I hear Alice in Chains, right? Hey, where's the rooster? And I'm like, yeah, I want to go back to Afghanistan and get that adrenaline rush. Like, why am I doing this?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to just look in the mirror, accept that I was not the same person from 18 years old as a Lance Corporal. And then start to become comfortable with talking about when I'm depressed. And I do it in my house. I go, babe, today, I don't know why, depressed. Or I'll go, babe, I don't know why, I'm irritated. I have no idea why, but I communicated. And I look at my mouth. I think about my mouth as a garage door, right? Open it up, let the toxins out.
Mm-hmm.
But if I close it and I keep those toxins in, then, who knows what could happen internally. So that's my advice, Andrew. Open your mouth, get it out, and have the courage to accept that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Now you started the Marine Corps back in the day, and probably the word mentor wasn't around. But do you have a sense that mentorship and coaching are something, especially the Marine Corps? I know the Navy is really engaged with mentoring and coaching. Have you seen that growth within the Marine Corps?
Yeah, I have. So my unique part-time job is Department of Labor Vets, TAP, and Teams Facilitator for transitioning service members and spouses. That's where I get that accurate data. When we go through the mentor and coach section in our workshop, majority of the Marines and sailors, they have mentors and they understand what a mentor is and then what a coach is. So it is refreshing, when I do go teach, New River, when I teach at Camp Lejeune or Cherry Point, that when we do go through that portion, they actually know what they are. I think if you'd asked me back in 1992, I would have been like my dad,
Right. I'll mentor you.
Yeah.
So, hey, thanks for the chats coming through here. We got a lot of them. I can't keep up with them here. So it must be all your fans. I do want to ask you, you are on the parade deck. If you happen to be on paradedeck.com, you can look up Mario's profile. He's got a profile on there. All his social media links are on there. So you can find him on Spotify. Now, your Unarmored Talk, I'm going to let you brag a little bit, but toot your own horn without bragging. I think I read that book. But you're global. I mean, you're just not here domestically. Your message goes out to how many thousands of people?
Yeah, right now on audio, it's 489 cities as of yesterday, in 28 countries as of yesterday. And then on a YouTube playlist, on my YouTube channel, the playlist Unarmored Talk podcast, it's over 60,000 views, and that's the episodes that were video. Yeah.
Wow. And you have some new series coming out. I know you have tips. Not sure the name of it. Tips for Mario. And then you have one with your wonderful wife Nicole, who also is a veteran, and you and her have some podcasts coming out on relationship tips. You want to talk a little bit about your amazing wife and then that journey with her?
Andrew, actually, I would like to talk about what we're about to do on the parade deck, if you don't mind. You brought me on the show, my friend.
Bring it on.
You brought me on. Yeah, so let's not talk about that. You know, Nicole and I are excited that on around March 14th, March 14th,
Yep,
Nicole and I are going to co-host, right?
Yep.
Matter of fact, we'll just say she's the host and I'm just her support.
There you go.
We're going to do a morning show together live for the world. So that we are excited. She's a Navy veteran. I'm a Marine, of course, so Marine veteran. So we got the blue-green team going live.
I can't wait. So just kind of reiterate that we're going to have on paradedeck.com some original content. And so Mario and Nicole are going to co-host with each other every week. And it's going to start March 14th is the date we're going for. And so you want to tune in for that. So that's why you do want to follow Mario so you get those alerts every time he goes live, no matter where you go live. That's the cool thing. Whenever you publish any of your content, it's going to go live. So, but I'm excited for that. And we have some other original content. We got Jackie Barnum, Captain Marine Corps. She is a co-host. She's going to have some original content. We got some NASCAR drivers, I think, coming up. We got some interviews with the Marine Corps League. A lot of cool, amazing things are going to be on the parade deck. So I'm thankful you're a part of it, Mario. I really am.
No, Andrew, I am thankful you provide the opportunity for me. I mean, for the subscribers and followers to just one click and they get everything and then they get notified. I mean, it's made my life a lot easier because I am sick of sending 8, 9, 10 links. Hey, here's Spotify, here's Google, here's the YouTube. Oh my gosh. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, and that's why I started. I was like on Instagram, like, how does anybody find me? And so this is a good transition into being a creator because a lot of people that I work with, and again, the birth of Parade Deck was listening to a lot of nonprofits, a lot of veterans who have gotten out and wanted to share their message with others, but were struggling. Yeah. You're really blessed, but you've worked really hard. You've got over 5,000 subscribers. And you and I talk a lot about, just because you have subscribers doesn't really mean a lot. But there are a lot of folks out there that are struggling just to get people to view, but they've put the work in. They have over 100 episodes that they've poured themselves into, and they're not getting engagement. And so Parade Deck helps with that. But can you talk us through some of the best practices if you were talking to me and I'm a struggling creator trying to engage with an audience, how do I do it?
Yeah, no, great question, Andrew. Number one, network. Build your network with creators who have effectively created content that's in Reddit, Instagram, or multiple social media platforms. That and not just because they have a ton of followers, but they actually have analytics and data that they can show that they're engaged with their followers. Number one. Number two, you have to, you don't have to, but I recommend look at the analytics. The customer will tell you what they want and what they don't want, right? I've created some videos where it's like 1 view and thumbs down. I deleted them, but I learned a lot from them. And then number three, remain curious. Like, don't fall in love with your content. Training day, it's training day 1 every single day until you die. That's just my thought process and my belief is every day I wake up as a content creator, it is training day 1. And I got to do my best to give some quality content worth listening to and viewing, my friend.
Awesome. That is good. It's hard. I mean, it's just tough, right? I mean, social media can just beat the crap out of you. I mean, it's all I do all day long. I run to keep up with it. So when I talk to these creators, let's define creator. What is a creator besides creator?
Great question. A creator is someone, and this is my definition. A creator is someone that they take their time and effort to create some type of content, and that's audio or visual. And the content is designed for whatever the end state that created, whatever that mission is for that creator, to motivate, to educate, to teach. But it's the creator, like a business, it's the creator that defines the mission and then develops the content and then publish it on social media platforms, for the audience, and then make adjustments, right? Get the feedback, make adjustments to create content in a digital space.
Yep. And there are a lot of amazing, I call them hacks, a lot of amazing free stuff out there. And I think that's why it's important, like you said, get with another person, get with someone who's already out there, because you're not competing, right? There's enough listeners out there. There's a lot of, and listeners that are willing to listen to multiple creators and messages, because we're all unique. We all have a story that we tell in a very unique way. And so I've learned how to use these hacks. And one of them is what, YouTube Buddy? Is that the analytic thing?
Yeah, I don't use YouTube Buddy, but
what do you use? How do you get all that analytics?
Yeah, I use it. It's the IQ extension. Yeah, but the last global census report, Andrew, there were 7.8 billion humans on Earth. 7.8 billion. So there are enough humans, potential listeners and viewers that can subscribe to your content.
How do you vet when you set up interviews on Unarmored Talk? Because I think this is good. Because when you said because the next thing, what I was going to say is find guests, right? Find people with interesting stories to bring on, like I brought you on, because you had an interesting story. Stories. But
I'm taking my armor off.
Is there a vetting process? Is there a way where that you're, I don't know if this sounds bad, but choosing a right guest that matches what your show is about? How do you go about that?
You know what's interesting? You asked that question, Andrew. I've had that question asked to me for almost 2 years, and I don't look for the guest. I don't go, I need this type of guest, or I need this. When I get a referral or someone says, "Hey, Mario, I think this person would make a good guest on your show," what I do is I do a discovery meeting and I just listen to them, because everyone has a story. It's just a matter of getting with someone to package that story for the world, right? For the benefit of the world. So I listen to them, and when they talk, and I ask them questions like, "When you were 7, or wait a minute, you said when you were 16, or how about, wait a minute," and I'll pick that thing out and say, "Hey, are you willing to remove your armor to talk about that thing?" So that's the art and science behind the scenes on how I've developed these episodes with amazing guests in the last almost 2 years.
How many episodes have you had?
We're at 49.
49. Wow.
Yeah, we're at 49. And Andrew, the approach I took up front was, let's get episode a week, so folks can go, "Hey, okay, Mario's got a podcast." But then what I did was scaled back to 2 a month, so I can spend time in quality content and not value. And that's why I do two a month.
So let's talk about marketing. I love marketing. So what consumes my day is, like today, I wanted people to come on tonight, right? I wanted people to hear your message. So, I sent out LinkedIn messages. I sent out Instagram. I sent out Twitter. I did everything I could. And I really appreciate everybody that's live with us. And we have quite a few. And so if you have questions, please put it in the chat. I think somebody said they did have a question, but I haven't seen the question yet. How do you go about advertising yourself? How do you get the message out there? How did you get 5,000 people to begin with? But are you on LinkedIn saying, "Hey, watch me tonight, watch me tomorrow night"? How do you go about that?
Yeah, thanks, Andrew. You said marketing. There's 4 P's of marketing. Four P's of marketing: price, promotion, place, and product. Right? Price, place, promotion, and product. Well, if you have a product, then what? Where are you going to place it? So for me, it's a strategy, right? You have to understand what is your product, what's your brand, and then where are you going to place it? How are you going to place it? And you should place it often, and get comfortable with promoting your content. It's okay, because in the military, it's a transition, right? I was so used to promoting other people. "Hey, Andrew, great. hey, you know, right, so and so's great. But when you transition, you're like, man, this is a little weird promoting myself.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and I think that's why I love. So this is really my last. I have one more live podcast or whatever I call this, and then I'm done. Then I'm concentrating on creators. That's what I'm good at behind the scenes, kind of making this all happen.
Yeah.
So I got one more I'm going to do March 2nd on crypto in an NFT. So if you are interested in crypto and Bitcoin and NFTs, definitely want to join me on March 2nd. I got Cassius Cuvée, who is a genius. He's an artist. He was one of the first actually to publish a song to an NFT.
Wow.
So, and we've got some things on the parade deck related to NFT, so that'll be coming out here soon. But yeah, promoting is what I do best. I mean, because I love to tell somebody else's story. I love to find those nuggets that they don't see, right? And when you're talking to younger people, what you're trying to do is show the evidence of the things that they can't see. And when you start to do that discovery, you used that word earlier, which I like, that exploration of a guest or of a subject, all of a sudden, not only do you have great content, but all of a sudden you've lit someone on fire. And I've seen that happen before. Can you walk us through some experiences where you saw that light from someone else after promoting them?
All right, so I'll give you guys, this is live, right? Here's some VIP secret stuff coming out. I'm working on an episode right now with a young lady from Europe, and when her and I started to go through the discovery meeting, and I brought out something that she never thought about. Now she is developing a book around the podcast episode that we are about to publish, and the motivation, inspiration, and just a reaction and response from her. I mean, you see where I'm at, right?
Yeah,
I'm blushing. You guys just can't see it, but so Andrew, yes, like it just happened, and that episode will be released in March. And just it's coming. So I'll leave it like that.
Yeah. I mean, you said something earlier, like when you have your armor on, it's hard to open up. It's like your fist, right? You can't collect anything if you're holding on. And I think what I have found, I'm my early 50s here, that the more I open up and the more I release onto others, the more that really comes back, and I had the fortune of visiting with a daughter of a code talker. And we have some things coming up on Marine code talkers, which there's only 4 living code talkers left alive out of 400 from World War II. And they have a National Code Talker Day, August 14th. So definitely something to be watching the parade deck for. But I had the honor of talking with her today, and she sent me this email saying, what an amazing platform. You are going to help a lot of people. And that just really kept me going. So I guess my point is you've got to be vulnerable to get that kind of feedback in order to keep going, in order to help someone else. And it just starts to work exponentially, which is one of my favorite words. And Mario, you are just exponentially inspirational. And every time I see the phone call coming through you, I literally cannot wait to answer it.
My beef, Andrew, life is 4 quarters, man. From 0 to 20, that's quarter 1. From 20 to 40, that's quarter 2.
Uh-oh.
From 40 to 60, it's time to turn it up. I'm a third quarter football team. Then after I turn 60, all right, we're going to give it to the red shirt freshman.
There you go. I will tell you, my 50s has been my best, ever. I mean, it is amazing. People do say, they say, when you hit 50, you kind of hit your stride.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's true. It's all of this information just starts to boil up, and you're like, wow, I actually know a lot here, but I think you got to pay it forward. You have to do that. And if you don't do that, you're kind of being selfish, and you're holding other people back by not unleashing, and being unarmored and talking. And so I appreciate that title, and I appreciate you going through how that came to be. And so, all right, let's kind of finish up here. We got about 5 or 6 minutes left. Anything you specifically want to talk about?
Andrew, I just want to again tell everyone, go to Parade Deck. I mean, this is some great content, amazing creators. Andrew and his team are doing an amazing job. And and the only thing I can tell people is go, so Mark, a lot of people always ask, you're always happy, even though when things are horrible. My neighbor's like, man, like when things are horrible and people close to me see some of the life challenges that this family goes through. For me, I just read the Bible, book of Job, right? I go right to the Bible and I say, you know what? This is seasonal. If I could just stay in scripture and just realize that life is meant to be tough, but it's the value of learning things and doing things for the next generation. I go to bed every night feeling accomplished and meaningful spiritually and at peace, my friend. So live your life as if tomorrow's not coming, but at least do it for someone else, and your legacy will live long after you're gone.
Yeah, amazing. I love that. And I was thinking about that about you today. Like he's always happy. He's always, sometimes you have to fake it till you become it. But you are, I'm sure you have some bad days and I'm sure you've got struggles, but you bring your best to the playing field. You're in the third quarter. Well, I'm in the third quarter here. But we're there.
Yeah, I'm 27.
Okay, so you're just the youngest sergeant major in Marine Corps history. But you got to show up, and it's uncomfortable sometimes, and it is vulnerable. And we had an offline conversation the other day. I had this philosophy, especially for young. When I was a Lance Corporal, I was enlisted also. I learned to run to my trouble. If I knew I messed up, I would just immediately try to find my supervisor, because the faster I could confront it, the faster I could get through it. And 9 times out of 10, the people that own up to it and get to it as quickly as possible get promoted faster. They get more responsibility. And it's an amazing thing. And if you hide from it or hold back and you feel like I'm a failure because of that, then you're going to be held back. And so I love what you said, show up, bring your best, and whatever that best is that day, that's going to be the best for that day. So Mario, man, you are amazing. I know that the guest got a lot out of this. They can learn more about you. So normally I would say, where can people find you? Okay, so I'm going to do that, and you're going to give the correct answer. And this is here we have a note here. It takes a village to make it through life. And if your life is full of individuals like this, it will be more enjoyable. I love that. That's great. That's great. So this is the test right here. This is the final test and final question. How do people find you, Mario?
Ladies and gentlemen, I used to take 20 minutes to tell you how to find me, but thanks to Andrew and the team, paradedeck.com. I'm out there. You guys go on paradedeck.com. Mario Fields, follow me, and all my social media links are there.
Awesome. Mario, bless you. Bless Nicole. We're looking forward to March 14th, your morning show. I cannot wait for that. And I just cannot wait to continue to work with you. I encourage anybody listening, reach out to Mario. He's reachable. You might have to reach down, but no, he's reachable. That was my only short joke. I apologize.
I love it. According to the last measurement, man, that's why I had to change the name of my YouTube channel. I'm not 5'3" no more, so I'm cool with that.
This is my last thing. I thought you were 6 feet tall. I honestly did. When I started to research you, I had no idea. I had no idea until you told me that. I thought you were like 6 foot tall. And you are, my friend, you are 6 foot tall of motivation and power.
I'm like that little Chihuahua with a German Shepherd bark. Right? Oh man, that's a heck of a dog. And you open the door, it's a Maltese or a Chihuahua. That's me.
Right. You always want that dog around you, though. You want that motivation. So, all right, Mario. Hey, have a good rest of the week. God bless you. Thank you so much for being on the Parade Deck.
Thank you, Andrew. God bless you, my friend.
And thank you for tuning in tonight to Parade Deck. Please go to Parade Deck. Follow any of our creators. We've got about 30 creators on there, and you'll get alerts anytime something goes live or anytime they publish something. So we encourage you, if you're a creator and you need a home, please come and be on the Parade Deck. God bless you guys.